Hi, I'm Jordan Bateman, the British Columbia Director of the Canadian Taxpayers Federation, and this is Let's Talk Taxes. This Let's Talk Taxes was written by myself. It has to do with off-road vehicles, or ORVs, and a new tax and regulation scheme brought in for these in British Columbia. It's called ORVs, Bogged Down in Bureaucracy and Tax Grab. For a government that prides itself on holding the line on taxes and cutting red tape, the BC Liberals have sure blundered on their new off-road vehicle tax and licensing scheme. Late last year, the government began forcing people, mainly rural British Columbians, to register their off-road vehicles, including snowmobiles, ATVs, and dirt bikes. A $48 license fee is just the start. To get the paperwork in order, one has to do a vehicle identification number search and pay a notary public to sign off on it. Then the owner often has to pay back taxes on the ORV, a 12% sales tax on the purchase price of their machine, even if they bought it 5 years ago. They also have to buy a liability insurance policy for every vehicle. For some people, that adds up to thousands of dollars. Quote, when a person has a family and they have 2 or 3 machines, plus their wife's machine and their machine, holy cow. For somebody who has a fleet of vehicles, that's crazy money, Oliver's Jeff Mueller told the Oliver Chronicle. The Chronicle also highlighted the Andreses, a family of 6 who expected a big bill. Quote, when we purchased these bikes, we purchased them knowing we didn't have to pay taxes on them. Now all of a sudden, I have to pay taxes on 15 bikes and snow machines for my family, said Dad Nathan. That's going to be thousands of dollars. If they don't do it, riders face fines ranging from $238 to $5,000. Government likes to tout the notion that ORV groups support the licensing rules, but even those supporters think charging PST on old ORVs goes too far. Quote, that's the thing I don't like about this. It doesn't matter how many times you buy or sell it, you still have to pay the tax on it, Grizzly Valley ATV Club President Tim Crossan told the Tumbler Ridge News last fall. Documents obtained through the Freedom of Information Act by the Canadian Taxpayers Federation include a scathing letter from the license-supporting BC Off-Road Motorcycle Association. Quote, we could not, in our worst nightmare, have envisioned what this has morphed into, wrote the association president, Ken McClelland. What could and should have been a pretty straightforward exercise has become, in our view, ridiculously complicated and entirely ineffective. McClelland also noted that his group had been promised that the money from ORV licensing would go to fund off-road trails, but it is in fact disappearing into provincial general revenue. Who could have foreseen such a bureaucratic headache when this tax was first proposed? Well, those of us at the Canadian Taxpayers Federation did, directly bucking a number of groups who were all too eager to climb on board with ORV taxes and regulation. There's an important lesson here for all taxpayers. Open the door to government for a new tax and they'll barge right in. Allow an opportunity for more bureaucracy and they'll happily take it. Give them an inch and they'll take a mile. Or as President Ronald Reagan once put it, the most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. ORV licensing may be here to stay, but the BC government can still make things better by waiving the requirement for people to pay PST on items they've owned for years and that they bought before this structure was in place. And they should carry through on their promise to allocate all of the money collected to trail maintenance and development and things that benefit the people paying the tax and license fee. I'd love to hear from you. You can email me at bc.director@taxpayer.com. You can follow all of these Let's Talk Taxes at taxpayer.com. You can follow these videos at youtube.com/taxpayer.com. Or you can subscribe to our podcast feed. It has all of these along with our Tax Talk Live podcast. You can get that. Search in the iTunes store for Tax Talk. Take care, everyone.